Please welcome Senior Nick Hugmark Diaz and his speech, Societal Trust.
Show of hands. Who here loves paying their taxes? And I mean loves it. Not many of us, right? That's what I thought. You see, many Americans feel like paying their taxes is futile, that the money that they put into government doesn't equate to what they get out of it. Lately, I've been keeping up to date through watching multiple news sources, and I noticed something alarming. This country has become so divided that multiple truths arise out of a singular story. So how do we get here? To a place where truth itself is fractured. Well, it all boils down to trust. Do we trust our neighbor? Do we trust our elected officials to make the right decisions for us? So, what is the importance in trust in modern functioning democracies? And can it be built here? To answer this question, we're first going to look at what countries are the most successful. Now, what makes a country successful? Well, to me, a successful nation ensures that its people's voice is heard and that they are happy. These are the 10 countries ranked highest on the Democracy Index. I'll give you guys a second to digest this. Now, if we compare that with the 10 happiest countries, what do we see? Well, we see a lot of overlap. In fact, these highlighted countries also showed up in the first list. So, we must ask ourselves, what do these highlighted countries have in common? Well, at first glance, one might think, well, they're all European. They've all avoided conflict, for the most part. And, well, they're all pretty cold. I'd argue, however, that it's a level of social trust in these countries that allows them to flourish. Here are the 10 countries that trust their government the most, according to OECD data. Our usual suspects appear once again. This time, these highlighted countries have shown up in both lists. Now, some might say that this is just correlation, and they're not wrong. Maybe happy, wealthy countries simply produce trust. But research shows that trust also works the other way. It lowers the cost of cooperation and makes people more willing to fund public goods, in turn strengthening both democracy and everyday well-being. Take Denmark. Their top marginal tax rate is 52%. That means over half of your money would go to the government. Yet, they're amongst the happiest people on earth. That only works because citizens believe their government gives back in services, education, and healthcare. That is trust in action. And it extends beyond institutions. In fact, in Denmark, it's common for parents to leave their babies in strollers outside cafes while they go inside to grab a coffee. Now, would I recommend that here? No, I wouldn't. Please don't. But it reflects a deep faith in community. And most of these countries have had a tradition of trust for centuries. And no, it's not because their culture is better or that they're all smarter, because those statements are completely false and have been used to oppress other cultures for centuries. One reason, though, for the formation of this trust is geography. You see, Scandinavian rulers had a long-distance relationship with their subjects. The land was sparsely populated, leaving large room between settlements. This meant that they couldn't rule by strict control of the population. Instead, they had to incentivize being part of their kingdom through providing functional services. Meanwhile, America's story began not in trust, but in defiance. Angry colonists rising up against a tyrannical king. Skepticism towards authority is in our country's DNA, and it builds resilience, but it also leaves us wary of each other. So, the question here isn't why can't we trust like Denmark? It's how can we cultivate trust here in America? Well, trust grows locally when we show up in communities. Trust grows across divides when we listen to those differences from each other. And trust grows nationally when leaders earn it through transparency. Now, trust may be invisible, but it's the foundation of both happiness and good governance. Democracy itself is a system built on trust. Trust in institutions. Trust in each other. Trust that tomorrow will be better than today. So we should invest in that trust. And the more we invest in that trust, locally, nationally, internationally, the more it invests in us. And maybe, just maybe, the happier we'll all be to pay our taxes. Thank you very much and good night.